at the time the pandemic hit, we knew that our restaurants, particularly with the governor's orders, were going to be hit very, very hard. And so we were the first, I believe the first in the entire state of South Carolina to suspend our hospitality tax. There was some debate on whether or not that could be done, and we found a way to basically suspend it for the duration while the governor had in-person dining shut off. So that was a big help to our local restaurateurs. And once that the governor's orders were lifted, then we reinstated the hospitality tax. So the town also suffered a small loss due to the hospitality tax not being received for those couple of months. But I think that, since that pandemic, I think we've more than made up for it, or at least we hope to be on the same schedule as far as revenues coming in from hospitality tax. As you know, hospitality tax funds a good portion of our events and things like that. A lot of our events, the monies that are collected go to charity. For example, Pig in the Park. Those monies go to several charities in the area. Council was very generous and allowed each group and organizer of that event to go ahead and keep the hospitality tax money that we had budgeted and distribute those out to the local charities. So our charities were hurt too hard, at least on the events that the town has in place. I want to thank Mayor Mac Durham. He's done an outstanding job in his leadership over the past 8 years. One of the things we're going to carry on and continue to work toward is the 60 homes over on Mahaffey Road. Those will be mid to high-end homes that will certainly help to stimulate our local economy and help to stimulate business, as well as be a catalyst. I think will help drive us to a point where we're able to get some of the business that our residents have asked for and requested. So we've got that going on, that project. We're still looking at Brock Lane. We've had some renewed interest in that project as town-owned property that we're looking to possibly develop it into residential area. We've done a lot of work with washouts. We've had a lot of washouts over the years. There's been roads that needed to be repaved, culverts replaced, and things like that. So council allocated, I believe it was $200,000 year before last, and it carried over in this budget cycle. So we were just now able to get the work done. So we've accomplished a lot of upgrades and necessary bridge replacements, as well as we're providing matches now for County C Funds Committee. So it usually requires a 10% match they ask for. So if we've got $50,000 worth of roads being paved, then we have to put up $5,000. I think this year so far we've put up roughly $50,000. So we've got approximately $500,000 in road repaving. So that was a big need. As you know, roads are a big concern throughout the state, not only Williamston, but throughout the state. So we were able to get that done, and we're very happy to do that. We've got 2 more projects coming up. Cherokee Road is probably one of our bigger projects. The C Funds Committee, we're in the process of trying to get funds allocated through them now. We've already got that match available, set aside and budgeted to go ahead and continue that Cherokee Road project. We don't typically deal directly with County Council, although they are very helpful if we need anything. Matter of fact, got off the phone just a little bit ago with Hope Hawkins with the county, and he does a fantastic job in supporting the local municipalities, and that's important. We're all in this thing together. And prior to around early 2000s, towns and municipalities we didn't pave our own roads. We didn't build any roads. That was all done by the county. Now, if you're over a certain population, which Williamston is, we're now responsible for our own roads. Keep in mind, we do have the fuel tax that is funneled through the C Funds Committee, the County C Funds Committee. And we're fortunate to have a resident of Williamston, Mr. Jim Simpson, that's actually on that committee to help advocate on our behalf to be able to get the roads paved that we need to get paved as well. And you're not going to accomplish them all in one funding cycle, but we've certainly done very well. And the County C Funds Committee has been a great partner with us in helping to meet those needs. My philosophy is let's get back to the core essential services, do them very, very well, and then we can expand on doing some of the other things that are basically wants, not absolute necessities. Let's get back to those necessities, the critical infrastructure, roads, things like that, water, sewer, that are critical to being able to have the growth and sustained growth that we need. Williamston is currently under a consent order from DHEC, so there's things we have to do, and a lot of people don't understand why particularly sewer is so expensive. When you're dealing with waste, such as sewer, there's a lot of things you have to jump through, and a lot of engineering has to be done and stuff like that is very expensive. You know, used to many years ago, you go dig up a 6-inch line, replace a 6-inch line, no big deal. Now you have to have engineered drawings, you got to have third-party inspections, you got to have a lot of things documented, and again, that drives the cost up. So it's sewer and water are two very, very difficult things to do. I grew up here. My grandfather, we've got 3 generations of business owners in Williamston. My grandfather, my dad, and then now I own a business here in Williamston as well. Williamston is a great place to do business in. With our people, I think, is really what makes the difference in Williamston. We're very culturally diverse in Williamston. We have a lot of amenities to offer, whether it be our park, Springwater Park. If you look across the street, we have some beautiful amenities here at Town Hall, as well as across the way in our local parks, Brookdale Park, Gray Drive Park. We've got several parks to offer. I think we've got a good selection of restaurants. We want to grow that. One of the big things we're excited about, I don't know if you've heard, is Rains on Main has chosen to locate here in Williamston as well. So we're very, very excited about that. We've got a lot of other good things coming up too, a lot of other announcements to be made in the very near future that we're very, very excited about. 1852 is when the town was founded, but the park was there even before that. So that's pretty interesting. We've got a lot of history here, whether it be the Mammoth Hotel or the last skirmish of the Civil War was actually here, fought by Citadel cadets very close by. So we got a lot of history in Williamston. We're very proud of our history. We're very proud of our heritage, and we're excited to share that with the public. I've got a lot of personal initiatives. One of the big things that I want to make sure of is that we're having a lot of good social media content that highlights. As you know, being a leader of the town, one of the big things is being a cheerleader for the town and being a marketer. We want to market our town, let people see those amenities that we offer. And so that's our social media presence, our website presence. I think those are huge, especially in the times that we're in these days. You know, with folks being at home, working from home, they want to pay their bill at home. We want to make that easier for them, collect information, whether it be fiscal responsibility in their government. They can pull it up and look and see where their tax dollars are being spent. So that's huge. One of the other personal initiatives that I'd like to see is the old depot down the street refurbished. I've got several friends. I'm in the building construction industry, so I've got several friends who are general contractors, and we've all decided we would get together and repurpose that building for nothing but the cost of the materials. So that'll save the town a whole bunch of money and give us something that we can highlight and showcase as part of our amenities. One of the other things I want to make sure of is our community involvement. I think it's important that our residents know what's going on and be informed. There's a lot of misinformation on Facebook and other social media sites. So I've made a commitment to the folks that elected me. Once a month, I'll sit down and do a live Q&A. So we've got all the camera system and all that good stuff. It's not very expensive. We set it up. I'll sit here or in the mayor's office or somewhere. We may introduce our police chief, or we may talk about one of our public works folks and explain the processes they go through every day so that our residents can better understand their local government, how it works, and give a chance for me to interact and answer those questions, even if they're hard questions. Mayor Sanders over in West Pelzer and Mayor Ragland over in Pelzer, we've been close friends for many, many years, and so it's kind of ironic that all 3 of us happen to be going in as mayors. Again, we don't agree on everything, but we work very, very closely together. We're still close friends, and we'll continue to work very closely together. We've got some initiatives we're working on. For example, we believe that we're 3 communities, but we're 3 municipalities, but we're one community. And the common denominator between those 3 communities is Palmetto High School, Palmetto Middle School, and Palmetto Elementary School. And one of the needs that we see is for our trails. Number one, we each have our own separate trails projects going on or in the works in the design phase. We want to make sure they all meet and that we connect each other so that we can walk, bike, things of that nature. So we've just put together, and we'll have that introduction in our January 4th meeting of our council, a resolution to go to the GPATs folks, transportation folks, a resolution in support of putting sidewalks down Depot Road, which is the main thoroughfare that connects Pelzer, West Pelzer, and Williamston together. And if you're ever around Palmetto High School, the school complex there, you'll see people running, jogging, and working out there all hours of the day in the evening. And especially in the evening, after school, you will see our cross-country teams out running. Well, that would give them a good path to be able to run. Depot Road is a fairly narrow road. There's not a lot of area where you can actually get out of the road and make that trek from one municipality to the other. So that's one initiative we're working on together. And Blake was just elected to represent our 3 communities with the GPATS committee. Look us up on social media, particularly any news or information coming up about town. We're going to be very, very active, as I told you earlier, on social media. And certainly, by all means, call me if you ever have any questions or concerns. Our residents know my cell number, but my cell is 864-933-7508. That's my town phone.